shades of yellow.
Hello, Emma.
Hello, Leah.
Welcome to episode 15 of the podcast.
Episode 15, I cannot believe it. And you are listening to me, Emma Marshall, MD of Miss Bush, and you are...
Leah Spicer-Powell. I'm the marketing manager of Miss Bush, and this is the Lovely Job podcast.
Absolutely. Somebody said it to me again on Saturday. This is a lovely job, isn't it? It's so often, we hear it so much.
It is a lovely job. And it's been a lovely job like the past week, hasn't it? It's been very fun.
Oh, fun, yeah.
We had a party.
Well, yeah, we have had a party. And I think I said on the previous podcast that we had a party because we don't very often get together as a whole team. So even though you work remotely anyway, the rest of us are very, very remote. And we quite a lot of, since Corinne's become a mother, she works part-time. I work one end of the week. The outlets open different days. The seamstresses work evenings quite often. So it is a bit disjointed. So it's really nice to be able to kind of get everybody together under one roof.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems that everyone is quite a party animal.
Yeah, they are. It was really fun. It was really great. And the meal was lovely. We went to the Briny, which was really delicious.
It's a really good restaurant, that one. I think it's probably the best, like technically, I mean, there's loads of really great places to eat in Southsea, but I think that's the best sort of posh place to eat. And it's not even that expensive. I just thought actually it was actually really good value for money. But I don't think you expect that somewhere that is literally, it's got that sea view that's literally right on the beach should have that good food, good wine, amazing cocktails, and a sea view. It seems almost like you would sacrifice one of those things for the view or something, I think, but it's really good. Really lovely.
It was lovely. And then we went on to do a pub quiz, which I really, really enjoyed. That was great fun.
That was absolutely bonkers, and fueled by then having gone from the sort of fine dining and really good cocktails and really good wine, we were then on proper pub wine, 2 for 1 cocktails.
2 for 1 cocktails. I think you were quite surprised, weren't you, that everyone just had 2 each?
I was like,
that's what you do. It's 2 for 1 cocktails.
I didn't expect them just to give you 2 cocktails. It's like 1 for each hand.
Yeah.
But they somewhat tasted a bit like apple ties with some like basic vodka thrown in. Like I don't.
Mine didn't. I was on the Christmas martinis, so they did not taste like apple ties. They tasted like very strong tequila.
Oh, okay. I think I picked badly then. Maybe I had some spiced apple something, which I was a bit like, it's all right.
Well, I think you dodged a bullet though, because you almost had a kind of creamy mint thing, which sounded awful. I think you might have been a bit sick if you'd had those.
No, I'm double hard. I'm never ill, but I do think that like we went from fine dining to like a kilo of wings and a sharing platter of onion rings and absolute crap. But it was very good.
Yeah, it's all about balance.
It is a balance, yes. And then I was expecting everyone to be very sensible and to just go back to their hotel. And then everyone's like, party back at Emma's. And so we now know that Rosie can fit on my dining room table and dance, but still be under the lampshade thing that's here. So, I mean, I've got a quite very tall ceiling Victorian house, but nevertheless... she was on the table dancing, bless her. So
love it, as it should be.
I feel like Sue will be a little bit when she gets all the receipts for the company party. I was like, I put that jacket on I was wearing, and I put my hand in the pocket, and I got the receipt from Sainsbury's for the wine that we bought on the way back. It was like 85 quid's worth of wine.
Oh God!
I know, badly behaved girls. Yeah. Anyway, it was really good fun. It was lovely to have everybody together, and weirdly enough, I thought I'd got a stone in my shoe all day, and then turned out I had glass in my foot. So I woke up the next morning going, "Ow, my foot really hurts." So I had to get. I had like, and I just, I didn't. It didn't. that must have been in there before I actually even went out. So that's yeah, it was a lot. So
Yeah,
so
you
in the
spent the whole
morning,
day with a piece of glass just
yeah.
lodged in your heel, didn't you?
Yeah, so and then the morning after, so I had to get that. My son had to operate on me, but then Ben and Adrian bought me a McDonald's breakfast, so it was like a
Mm.
win.
Oh, if anyone is wondering what that noise is, by the way, that kind of rustling sound. Emma is in like full sequins right now.
I
Sounds like
didn't
there's like
really think about that coming up on the mic actually. So
yeah. Well, if you can't see us, if you're listening on Spotify or wherever, head to YouTube and have a little look because Emma's got a Christmas pudding on her head and I'm wearing antlers. It's very festive.
yes, and my Christmas pudding looks like an enormous breast on my head, I have to say. So
It does.
yeah, I have other options though in next to me. I assume that you'll put out a little picture of us looking like this, though.
Oh
With the
yes, there is a little selfie that I've taken on Instagram stories.
yeah. So anyway, yeah, and if you can hear other noises, it could be the kittens that are currently overhead. So they are. We picked up 2 kittens last Sunday. So all the team got to meet the new kittens. They are named after iconic punk women. So one of them is called Susie after Susie Sue, and the other one's called Polly after Polly Starring from X-Ray Specs. So Susie and Polly, and they've literally. I did think when I picked them up that I wouldn't ever be able to tell them apart, but they're so completely different looking and so completely different characters. Like Polly is literally tiny and very, very skinny, and every time you walk into the room that they're sort of acclimatizing to our house in, she basically throws herself to the ground for a cuddle and a stroke. And then the other one, like Susie, is definitely like, unhand me, do not even think about it.
I
But
think I
yeah,
got them the wrong way round. Like it's, I thought Polly was like the more angular one. Is that no? That's Susie.
no,
Kind of
that
like a.
is,
Oh,
yeah,
that is Polly.
that is Polly, the little
Oh,
one. Yeah.
okay. That was actually one of the highlights of the party, coming to your house and just being led to an upstairs room just with kittens in it. Just
I know.
you could just sit on the floor and play with kittens for about 15 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like a cat's cafe, basically. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm still trying to follow the guidelines on how to introduce kittens to to Vinny, so our existing like 4-year-old rescue cat. Marshy is I can never say this word, anthropomorphizing, i.e. he's basically giving Vinny human emotions, and I'm like, he's like, Vinny knows I've been unfaithful to him. It's like he doesn't. He's a cat. Do you know what I mean? It's like he will be fine. We just have to integrate them. It's not like every time a farmer gets another cow or something, everyone worries that the other cows are going to feel upset because another cat. It's like it's fine. But
Mm.
cats are quite territorial, so I believe there is more of a kind of intro process.
Yeah, Marshy makes me laugh. He's like one of those typical like cat dads that's like, oh, I don't want a pet, don't want a pet, and then now he's like, it's my baby.
I know exactly that.
It's cute.
And this is because he's never had actual children. He's only, I say he's only a stepfather. He's a brilliant stepfather. But, these are effectively his babies, as he has not
Oh.
actually genetically passed on anything.
And
Yes.
just to say these cats, they're like in typical goth style. Emma now has 3 black cats.
Mm, yeah.
They're not like fluffy little tabbies. They are like very goth, very cool cats.
And also I was like, that like cute little girl that lives next door who's 6, so I really want her to like, adore me so I can do like colouring and dressing up and things like that, because the chances of me being a grandparent look quite slim. So I was like, maybe they might want me to be like babysit or something, or do some childcare. I haven't been asked yet. And then I said, oh, we've got kittens. They only came around to look at the kittens when I'm not here.
Oh
I
no.
know, right? Literally.
Oh, you are such a great like I don't what's the word? Like surrogate grandparent. Like you're so good with kids. Like when Felix came to stay with you, you like just listen to everything he's saying. It's really nice.
Yeah, I mean, that was almost at the end of my kind of level of listening to that, the granular description of the video game he was currently obsessed with. However, yeah, it's very important for kids to feel heard, though.
Yeah.
Even if I couldn't really play the game.
Oh. Yeah, you can talk for hours about computer games. It's difficult.
I know. Yeah.
Okay, so
Anyway,
yeah, we don't really have a lot of topics today because I was said to Emma this should just be like quite a fun Christmassy pre-Christmas chat because I think everyone's going to be like in full on Christmas mode right now. So I don't know if it needs to be very serious. So like if like you, they're doing last minute Christmas shopping.
Honestly, I don't know how it's got. What date is this? Like, I don't know how it's the 23rd of December. I mean, where did that go?
No, it's
Literally,
madness.
it's just absolutely just disappeared. I've got literally like, I'm gonna have to go to a shopping centre with all the sort of last minute blokes and just do a bit of buying of things. I've actually done really well for all the girls, I have to say. I've done exactly what I said I was going to. So I have supported loads of local artisans and art, from Southsea. So I went to Goalie Natural, I went to the Spot and Herbert, I have been to just got the kind of things from the artisans and the producers that I have known and met and all that kind of stuff. I don't think my family also listens to the podcast, so that's not even going to give anything away. So, and I've got some things from Southsea Mudlark, just lovely things from people that I've met down here, which is all very good for girls because girls are really, really, really easy to buy for, and boys are not.
So true.
I mean, it's the boys that are going to be like, really be like, wow, thank you, socks.
Yeah. Although, Joe absolutely loves a pair of socks. Like, I can't go wrong with socks for him.
No,
I'm always telling him to get rid of socks. He's got about 100 pairs.
I know. And like, I actually also, my boys are not exactly children. They are nearly 25 and 28. And I still do a disproportionate amount of like taking stuff out of tumble dryer and pairing socks. So I actually do think they need some new ones, but it's literally not very exciting. But I do find boys really hard to buy for. I mean, I know the whole world is like still a kind of like, it's still a man's world. Patriarchy is still in full effect. But they haven't designed within that patriarchy an ideal gift in
No.
the same way as that we can be charmed by essential oil-based items.
This is true. It's beginning for me now. Like Felix is 9 and it's already like he doesn't want physical things, he just wants computer games.
Yeah, and you don't even hand over like a box for those anymore
No,
because
he
when the
buys
kids
them
were,
all on Steam. He buys them
yeah,
all online. Yeah.
so you can't even wrap one up. Like we used to wrap up, I don't know, Assassin's Creed or something.
Yeah.
I felt something like that. Yeah. Anyway, so
Oh, that would be
yeah,
fun then. So you're heading to Gunworth Keys or somewhere?
I might Gunwolf or maybe I might just get dropped off. Do you know what I mean? And then picked up again, so I don't have to do the parking or the. Yeah, I think maybe Gunwolf.
That's a good idea. Just showing off my local knowledge of Southsea
Yeah,
now. Now that I've been
absolutely.
there 3 times.
I know. Well, we're going to have to get together in the. I really want to work with some of the artisans that I've met down here. I've got some really, really interesting projects spinning around my head to work with Rue again,
Oh, yes,
to
please.
work with Charlotte Cornelius, the jeweler I've met down here. Obviously, we've already worked with Freya and Barbara Tipple, who are based down here as well, Freya Rose. So I just keep meeting people and thinking, yeah, let's work together. So no doubt we will be down here again doing something.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always quite surprising how many Surrey people you find down there. Like, there's always like there's so many. It's like a little pocket of Surrey down in Southsea, so it's quite a good link.
Yeah, and Georgie of the Georgie Evans Studio, she has been working with us this year on sort of brand partnerships, and she comes down to Southsea, Portsmouth every Monday because her son was. Can we put a link to her charity fundraiser?
The Elizabeth
The
Foundation.
foundation, yeah.
Yeah.
So she comes down every Monday because there's in a hospital really close to here. There's a really brilliant sort of school for children who are deaf. And Georgie's eldest son was born deaf, but has since had cochlear implants. So you basically, the care and he's received from that team is really good. So we really need to shout out on our
Yeah.
charity Christmas
Definitely.
thing, to give that a bit of a link as well.
And just while we're talking about Georgie has actually launched her branding and her website this week, which is really exciting. And I'm really excited about it because I made the branding. So that's really nice. It was lovely to work with Georgie. And yeah, it's Georgie Evans Studios. So if you go have a little look on Instagram, you can see that there.
It looks great. And she is just really I've kind of known her for ages, in her from her former role, and we've done some really exciting projects when she was working with the wedding present company, and now she's sallying forth by herself, and she is really impressive as she's very tenacious. She's got a completely fantastic understanding of the Miss Bush brand, and she really understands our client. So I think it's going to be a really, really productive partnership. And also, I did notice one of the questions, which I think we're going to tackle in the next episode, which we're recording right after this, which was about how you can get people, like how you find wedding suppliers or good brands and things like that. And I think that's really a very interesting question, because without there being any completely independent bridal media now that anybody really recognizes, it's quite hard to go to one place and find suppliers for your wedding. And so actually these partnerships have been a very, very good, really good idea.
Yeah, so basically it's the 23rd today, and next week will be the 30th, and we're not going to record. So we're actually doing that episode straight after this one, which is going to be our New Year's episode. Which is
definitely have much more useful content.
Yes.
It's like no one is going to be listening today. No one cares. And I'm like, can we make this quite snappy? Because I've just sent Marshy off to Tesco's as well to do the big shop with William. So I'm also probably going to have to be dealing with the fact that they'll say we couldn't find shelled pistachios or dried cranberries or something like that. So will have to be probably then a kind of another big shop, but in Waitrose. So we're trying not to do the big shop in Waitrose because of hello budgets, but
yeah. So yeah, this one is really for all the people that just say, oh, it's just like having you guys having a chat in the car. So that's what this one is. This one's just a fun chat in the car.
Hello, brides. Yeah, I mean, basically, Rose. I have to say, Rosie and Corin have got a very busy day. They've got clients all day today, and then we are not really back seeing. I mean, I think the girls have got some clients on the 2nd of January, but I'm not seeing another, a new bride to be until Friday the 3rd of January. So it's quite nice to have the break. But I'm aware that it is kind of engagement season.
Yes, it is.
So
exciting.
Yeah,
something lovely under the tree this Christmas. Looks sparkly.
It'd be nice though to actually just be handed a giant diamond ring. That'd be fantastic. I just would like one of those anyway. I feel like I'm never one of those people that people are inspired to buy jewelry for. No, kind of like that kind of girl.
And I love jewelry as well. I don't really get bought jewelry either. And I've said before on the podcast that we didn't even get engaged. Or did I? I said that we eloped anyway, but we didn't even get engaged. We just decided to get married because we thought it'd be fun. So I never had an engagement ring either. So I did get an eternity ring on our 10th anniversary this year. So I do have a ring now. So that's good.
Well, I've obviously got this engagement ring here that Marshy got me.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah, it's really lovely. From Cry for the Moon in Guildford. But I don't have a wedding ring really, because when we got married, our registry office wedding was going to be a little kind of placeholder legal thing to be followed by a sumptuous Gothic extravaganza where I would actually have a wedding ring, and that never happened for one reason or another. And so I still don't really have a wedding ring. So and Marshy's only got a real temporary wedding ring as well that we picked up in Barcelona, which is black. It's black and it's made to look like it's cracked.
Yeah, it's cool.
It is cool.
I noticed that the other day. I've never noticed it before until we were sat opposite each other at dinner. Yeah. It's a very cool ring.
So I don't suppose there's going to be any diamonds. I think Marshy, when we were just children of 40 and we started going out, he was always impressed by the fact I could wear stilettos, and I think he's got a bit of a thing about women in stilettos. So we've just got loads of shoes. He's just got a bit of a fetish actually. So loads of shoes. So I don't know, but yeah, how fantastic it would be to get things. Oh, actually, like I was just about to plug our like Shopify, but nobody can buy anything that we can't possibly get it to before Christmas. But we should have plugged that beforehand, shouldn't
Oh,
we?
we did.
Oh, did we plug
Yeah, we
candles?
did. We mentioned the candles probably like
Oh, okay.
two episodes ago.
Okay.
So yes, we did
They are
mention
good. I have to say, people have bought them in the shop.
them.
Oh, can I just say, like, what was the last thing I said to William and Marshy when if you can't read anything, don't call me, I'm recording the podcast.
Oh, is your phone ringing?
Phone ringing. So I'm just going to literally take a moment to be like, do you remember I'm recording the podcast?
I can cut this out. So put some like hold music on or something.
Ding dong merrily on high.
Okay, maybe I will just leave this in. It's quite entertaining.
Well, yeah, me singing again. That is like so he. No, I meant soda water. God, soda water. Well, I've seen an updated like a winter Aperol spritz.
Oh, that
Yeah,
sounds good.
yeah. I think I can't remember what it had in it now. Have you done your menu planning? Do you know what you're cooking for Christmas?
I'm doing gammon. I always do gammon because I just love it. It's Nigella's in Coke. So you cook it in the Coke
Nice.
and then you put it in the oven with like, I put honey and mustard on the top. And I do a massive
Nice.
one, so I always get leftovers because I prefer leftovers to the actual meal. I think when you've been cooking it, when you actually go to sit to eat it, you're not that hungry anymore. But then in the evening, to the fridge, put a little plate together.
Oh yeah, you got to have a little. Well, we are doing. I've got recipes that basically everyone's really liked. Where you like, I always like fiddle around with the sides, but this year I'm just going for that absolutely kind of like standard, what everyone loves. So our house is very turkey. It's very traditional. But yeah, the cranberries and the pistachios are for a really good stuffing.
Ooh.
Yeah, which is really good. So it's a kind of like jeweled looking pistachio and cranberry stuffing. And then we have got, bread sauce. Like, that's my favourite thing. I don't know why I only have it at Christmas, bread sauce. And then my other favourite thing is going to be the blue cheese and the port.
Oh.
So that's like, I think those are my highlight bits. So it would be like,
delicious.
Yeah,
that sounds good.
And also, like, I would recommend always, like, I think the Good Food magazine has really gone off, but I really love the Good Food website. So I think that's always a really good, they've got an app now, so I'm always looking on that for kind of really interesting things. And then in the Sainsbury's magazine, there was quite a good little meal. So I'm going to do a prawn and prosecco lasagna for Christmas Eve.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, it looks quite good. So basically, and then I did a like a side like yesterday, where they recommend to go with it, which is smashed broccoli. So your basic bog standard broccoli, which currently in Tesco's is 15p. If you're a Club Card member, you can buy every vegetable in Tesco's for 15p.
I got my 15p broccoli.
Yeah.
And I think it's like 10p carrots.
Yeah, really ridiculously cheap. So with your 15p broccoli, basically cook it for about 6 minutes, drain it, cool it, dry it, and then put a tablespoon of oil on a baking sheet, squash it with the bottom of the glass, and then drizzle olive oil and parmesan over it, and then bake it till it's crispy. So, like, a really good way of elevating your 15p broccoli. Oh my God, who even are we? Like, we've turned. Don't talk about marketing, digital marketing now, or like fashion or anything. We're like literally like, I feel like Mary Berry sitting here in my hat and my like big nipply kind of Christmas pudding on my head. So.
Well, let's start an argument here. What do you think about Yorkshire puddings on Christmas Day? No.
They're not a thing for Christmas. Also, they're such a faff as well. Like, I think the amount of times I don't like batter that much. So, like, I'm the sort of person that will pick the batter off fish and chips. And I don't mind a free misto if you get a really good kind of like really light batter, tempura type batter. But yeah, I'm not that fond. So, like, I wouldn't thank you for a toad in the hole either. So that's a thing. I mean, there's most calories I'm very happy to be very well acquainted with, but I'm more of a kind of like starters, sides kind of girl.
Yes, I love the sides are it for me. I just love
Yeah.
sides. So I'm the only
So
one in the house that likes Brussels sprouts. So I'm doing very fancy Brussels just for myself with chestnuts and bacon lardons and a bit of white wine in there. Ooh,
all sounds nice.
delicious.
Well, because I've got two vegans, like William, my youngest son, and his partner Charlie are both vegan. I have got to all my sides are going to be vegan. What
Mhm.
I know, so no goose fat, no bacony bits in the sides. But then when I'm going to do like, I went to have my hair cut this week. You can't really see it. I look a bit like Gareth Keenan from The Office. So
You don't.
I do. I do. So I went to Dennis, who's my hairdresser, who I love. He took me down to a Sicilian deli in West Byfleet because I was like, oh, I really need some Induja and I need some. Oh God, what's it called? Like they're like pancetta, but in slices, like hams, like. So rather than little lardons of it, so I do actually do chipolatas wrapped in pancetta with like a yeah. So like the
Yeah.
meat bits are going to be very meat, but all the sides are going to be vegan. So our sprouts are going to be chestnuts and pomegranate and something else.
Nice.
Yeah, maybe pomegranate and maybe pine nuts. I can't remember, but it was like yeah. So like it will be a festive like side.
Delicious.
Mm.
Amazing. Okay, right, let's start talking about food because I haven't had any breakfast.
No, I know. I could really do some toast actually.
I'm also going to talk about the Christmas card because I have to design it this afternoon and it's going out tomorrow. And I'm running out of ideas. I've drawn the chapel so many times since we've moved there in, when was it, 2014, 10 years ago?
Mm.
For the Christmas cards so far, I've done the chapel inside a snow globe. I've done a watercolor version. I've done a line drawing. I've done multiple collages. I've done it as a gingerbread house. I've done it with Hazy's Perro models as angels on the outside of it. So now I'm kind of out of ideas for Christmas cards for the chapel. So what do we think?
I don't know. I feel like we could always just like maybe do it like in sort of like fluorescent pink and yellow to match
To,
the
to match
ma-
the presents.
yeah match the presents or and then also like maybe put like a little half a face on it like like Rue's painting on the
Oh, that sounds cute.
yeah I don't know how you do that anyway I can't believe I just throw that back to you the graphic designer and artist of the two of
I
us yeah
know. It's just like, how many different ways can I make the chapel look festive? But
yeah.
one year, I really, really want to get a baker to make an actual gingerbread house of the chapel and then photograph that. I think that would be so cool.
It'd be really good because you could then melt sweets into making like the
Stained
stained glass
glass.
windows, wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'd be really
Yes.
good.
If anybody wants to do that next year, please hit us up.
Absolutely. I feel like I haven't really worked with a cake person for ages. And although I've been slightly like dismissive of when you do collaborative shoots, because I always think people are everyone's trying to get too much of their own stuff done. And you're like, actually, I just need pictures of dresses.
Mm.
But the best part of a collaborative shoot is when you get to take the cakes home.
Yes, it
So
is.
good. It'd be like,
Or
oh,
cookies,
yeah,
decorative
absolutely.
cookies.
Thank you very
Mm.
much. Yeah.
Okay,
Um,
and on the topic of the Christmas card, so for the past, like maybe 5 years or something, we've always done it along with a donation. So do you want to
yes.
talk about the charity donation?
Yes. So the charity donation this year, um, we've got a couple of different charities that we're supporting. Um, we are going to be supporting. I'm just looking at what like make sure I get the actual names. We are going to be supporting the John King Brain Tumor Charity. So this is a dad of one of our brides who really sadly passed away from a brain tumor, and like his wife and daughter were talking so passionately about it in the shop the other day, and I was like, please send me the links and the details, because most you, I don't know, there might be some people that have known us for years would remember Annette that used to work for us in production, doing sewing, who was absolutely lovely and a really talented seamstress. And one day she just came to work and couldn't sew. So like it was a giant red flag of a neurological problem, and she had a brain tumor, and she didn't survive with it for long, and the treatment is very hideous and invasive. And also maybe I think several podcasts ago, we were talking about a bride of ours called Amy, who was with just end of life care while she was having her dress fitting, and sadly she passed away as well. And so her mum has given us a charity to support in her name as well, which is the it's Maggie's, which is in there's a specialist cancer hospital near us called the Royal Marsden. It's a building with a garden, and they offer tea and biscuits, counselling, advice and support to people that are undergoing cancer treatment. So it will be the John King Foundation, and Maggie's is what we're going to be supporting, as well as the Elizabeth Foundation, which is the that Georgie Evans is also supporting. So there's going to be 3 charities. We will make a donation to all 3 charities in sort of to respect, honour and just send love to our brides, clients and families affected by brain tumours, and also to the incredible work done by the Elizabeth Foundation. So that's what we do, as opposed to sending Christmas cards. And we will be putting all the links to those charities and their Just Giving pages, so that people can, if they feel wanting to kind of add to that. But as much as anything else, we're going to give our platforms to them, and so that basically, so if people can be made aware of the work that those charities do in supporting families, in really, really testing times. So yeah, that's our Christmas thing. A sort of a planned giving, basically, we do at this time of the year.
Yep. So that will be out on Instagram tomorrow on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
But I think that's about it for our Christmassy episode.
Yes. What I would like to say, though, just briefly at the end of it, is we're starting to have more regular guests in the new year. So if you want to be a guest, we've booked one bride already, and there's another former Miss Bush bride who really is very keen to be on. So I would like to start booking guests, and it can be you can be a guest for any reason. So you could be working within the wedding industry. You could be one of our former brides, a bride to be. You could like us, or you could hate us. I don't mind. But I would love to kind of have some more guests do this. I would also really like to thank the listeners to date, because Leah updates me on a weekly basis with how this is doing. And it's really interesting to go back from, actually, to be fair, I don't think we have really grown Instagram that much recently. It's sort of steady, basically. So, but it's not really an aim. It's not like a real business aim to be a big, I suppose if we ever thought we were getting enough clients or traction, we'd have to re-examine what we were doing. So growing Instagram is not my business priority. But it is really fun, though, to grow something. So, we're starting off, and Leah's going, we had 35 listeners as soon as it went published.
I'm a bit obsessive about it. I love that each week, each episode gets more and more, which is really good.
People will be really this one will be you can tell us anything about anything to do with weddings?
Nope. Sorry.
Really.
It's Christmas.
But I promise you the next so thank you for listening and being with us on this journey, and I really will put lots of I'm going to answer questions that we've been sent in the next one, which I thought would be much more useful for people if everyone is getting a diamond ring under their from Santa
tree.
Baby.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Slip
So shall we
under that tree.
wish everybody a happy Christmas?
A very Merry Christmas, yes. Or if you don't celebrate Christmas, just a very nice festive season with plenty of food and
merriment.
Hope you are having a lovely time, yes.
Amazing. Right.
I'll see you in 5 minutes then to record the next one.
Okie doke. Right, goodbye everyone.
Bye, goodbye.
Bye.
You'd like to know, wouldn't you? You'd like to know, wouldn't you? You'd like